We're shaking people. Back with another reaction, back with some more Thompson Twins. And we're going back to the Here's to Future Days album, 1985. And we're up to the track Revolution. It's a simple enough concept. Lucas certainly agrees. But yeah, it suggests a dramatic and perhaps swift change of changing of the guard, changing of the powers that be, perhaps a radical or at least significant change in social or cultural or ideological configuration, and again, typically quick and not with permission, if you will. Otherwise, that would be reform, not revolution per se. Apparently, Luca is going to leave us. But yeah, we're going to listen to Revolution, and it's a simple enough concept. But as a historian, I would say that different revolutions play out differently. They have different characteristics. Some, the pendulum, the cultural or political pendulum, tends to swing back the other way. So yeah, it's depending on whether this is a more like personal scale or a larger scale. The way the phrase plays out could be very different, and certainly it could be like an actual historical reference or a series of historical references, or it could be just more conceptual, the idea of a revolution, even in say music production or style. As again, I know this is 85, like sounds and styles are changing, not just for Thompson Twins perhaps, but for other groups as well. So yeah, curious to hear what type of revolution we're dealing with. Let's find out. This is Thompson Twins' Revolution from the 1985 album Here's to Future Days. I may have heard this. I feel like I heard this. It feels familiar. But he's talking large scale, change of the world. 85. On multiple levels. Feels a little like Beach Boys-y right here, like. We all wanna change your head. Like guitar though. You better free your mind instead. But if you go carrying pictures of Chamberlain now, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. Alright. Again, some really interesting percussive bits. And I do like those sort of backing, shouting vocals. dissonance still ongoing. Luca is like, you're so ridiculous. I love these spacey, dissonant touches. Enjoy the ending too. I've talked about it before, many times. But yeah, even if it's just something a little quirky or just something that culminates everything, I always support a proper full written ending to the tune like that rather than a fade out. I thought we were gonna get a fade there, so really appreciated that. But more generally, I do feel like at some point I've heard that. Now the whole tune didn't feel as familiar as one or two moments. In particular, I think it was part of the verses. So yeah, there were a couple moments where it made me think I have heard that at some point, be it on the radio or whatever. But it wasn't as familiar, as one or two of their bigger hits. Nevertheless, yeah, I'm guessing I know that somewhere way back. I enjoyed the groove of it. It seems like a positive thing. The idea that, obviously we could all blow ourselves up tomorrow. This is 85, height of the Cold War, but it seems to take a positive idea like, eventually we'll figure out better ways to do these things. Eventually, we will find, we'll get through this essentially. So I enjoy the optimistic take of it. I feel like that was represented in the Sonics. It wasn't quite as notable as some other tracks, but there were some moments where I could hear some interesting percussive bits, like some rattling or sort of smashing percussion leading into a measure change. So, some hallmarks that I've come to know there, even if, again, this is, it's not identical to what we've heard on previous albums. So enjoying the journey through this album. And yeah, like I said, I have a Thompson Twins vinyl from '89, so I don't know the full provenance of what that track is, if it comes from a later album, if it's a non-album track, but there's a version of it that I think is sort of the standard, and there's 3 or 4 different mixes. So when the time comes, future, farther down the line of the TT journey, I'll pull that vinyl out and we'll go through it. So in any case, let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Peace. What's up, Luca?